It's a story from Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the heart of 1921. A young Dick Rowland, a 19-year-old orphan, steps into an elevator without any hint that his next move will ignite one of the darkest moments in American history. If you haven't decoded this clue, let us tell you. Today, we're unraveling the forgotten tragedy of Black Wall Street, a tale of prosperity, hatred, and devastation. The Tulsa Race Massacre, a devastating blow to the thriving African-American community of Greenwood, colloquially known as Black Wall Street, did not occur in isolation. It was the result of an explosive mix of racial tension, economic envy, and societal structures drowned in white supremacy. Let's learn more about this historical moment. But before we dive into today's video, take a moment to click that like button and subscribe to our channel. Be sure to hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on our upcoming videos. Racial tensions and historical context. Like many other American cities, Tulsa was severely segregated and marred by racial tensions at the beginning of the 20th century. It also became a microcosm of racial dynamics following the Civil War, with many white residents holding grudges against African Americans' advancements in the social and economic spheres. The return of Black World War veterans who had served their country and were, therefore, less likely to accept second-class citizenship heightened this resentment because their newfound assertiveness was seen as a challenge to the established racial hierarchy by white supremacists, economic envy, and segregation. Many white Tulsans were envious of and resented Greenwood, which was well known for its wealthy African-American community. The district boasted a range of businesses, professionals, and a self-sustaining economy, which was rare for black communities at that time due to systemic racism and segregation. The success of Greenwood stood in stark contrast to the struggling white working class and middle class citizens who were grappling with economic instability post-World War I. This envy, coupled with the racial segregation laws and policies that institutionalized white supremacy, created a volatile environment. The inciting incident. The immediate catalyst for the massacre was the accusation against Dick Rowland, a young black shoe shiner, of assaulting Sarah Page, a 17-year-old white elevator operator. In a society where black men were often hanged based on mere allegations, particularly those involving white women, this accusation was tantamount to a death sentence. The Tulsa Tribune's sensational reporting and the prevailing racial prejudices amplified the situation, fueling white hysteria and mob mentality. The spark. As rumors spread that Rowland was to be lynched, the black community, many of whom were World War I veterans, gathered to protect him, refusing to let another unjust lynching occur. Their armed presence at the courthouse, where Rowland was being held, was met with a large gathering of white men, some deputized and armed by city officials. The situation escalated when a confrontation between a white man and a black veteran led to a gunshot, after which all hell broke loose. The heavily outnumbered African Americans retreated to Greenwood, which was then invaded by the white mob. The aftermath was catastrophic. A white mob, armed and furious, descended upon Black Wall Street, leaving behind a trail of murder, looting, and flames. Over 2 days, the once thriving district was reduced to ashes. The official casualties were significantly underreported. Estimates suggest the numbers were closer to 300. The survivors were left with nothing but tent cities and memories of rubble. Therefore, the Tulsa Race Massacre was not merely a riot, but a targeted attack on the black community, motivated by racial hatred and economic envy. The failure of local authorities to protect Greenwood residents and the subsequent silence and omission of the event from history underscored the systemic racism entrenched in American society. The massacre was a tragic manifestation of the racial hatred and societal inequalities that plagued early 20th century America. For years, the massacre was a story untold, a chapter omitted from history books. The records disappeared, photographs turned into white supremacist souvenirs, and the narrative was rewritten to dilute the reality of the massacre. Outro. But the legacy of Black Wall Street refused to be extinguished. Nearly a century later, Tulsa began to confront its dark past. Efforts to excavate potential mass graves and acknowledge the true scope of the cruelty have started, though the path to reconciliation and amendments is long and full of challenges. So, what are your thoughts on the Black Wall Street Massacre? Did you know about it earlier, or did we break the news to you? Share your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get insights on issues that matter.